Hey everyone, so today is another fragrant video, this time geared more towards the masculine segment of my channel. And today we're going to be talking about two fragrances that are marketed for males, but in fact I think are quite unisex and quite versatile. And I'd like to just present them to you and describe them in case you're interested and it is something that you were looking at getting. I will be talking about Versace's Baby Blue Jeans and also Le Medial from Guerlain. Let's start with the Versace. This scent is not really available very widely anymore. It's a 90 cent, 1995 release. And I have to say that it's a shame that it's not available any longer. It is not the trendiest of what scents have to offer, but it is in the same vein as the light blue is for men, and certain other sort of a citrusy, patchouli kind of mixes as well. Quite fresh and very, very casual, easy to wear, perfect for many, many occasions and perfect for most seasons, even wearable in the heat of summer. This scent is something my husband really enjoys in the warmer weather, and it's quite an interesting concoction. Really, it has quite a bit of a powdery citrus. There's definitely citrus there, and I can smell distinctly both lemon and mandarin, which are quite similar, but I can tell this is an interesting powder. It is a true powder scent achieved by iris, but it is not like a makeup bag sort of iris scent, if you know what I mean. For instance, Dior L'Homme, it has more of a makeup bag iris scent. This here, no, it's rather just conveying a feeling of soft, fluffy, powdery sensation, but it's not makeup bag style. It is very, very soft, easy to wear. The longevity is actually pretty decent, especially for a citrus scent, and we all know that those don't normally hang on to the skin as well as some of the other notes do. But the interest point of this one is that this citrusy powderiness that is not that difficult to come by is really combined with somewhat of unexpected mixture of quite earthy patchouli in the base and some musk that grounds the combination and the composition, although initially seeming very sort of floozy and fluffy and just easy and breezy, it is grounded quite well and sits on the skin beautifully. It evolves quite a lot throughout its life, so the initial citrus burst is not exactly what you're going to get with time. There is a certain component of citric sourness that remains, but it's not the main component after maybe an hour of the fragrance living on your skin. And the musk is really quite clean and lovely, in combination with a little bit of a dirty patchouli. It's not overwhelmingly kind of filthy. So I have to say, this is not what is in right now in terms of male perfumery. Things are going a bit of a different direction right now, and they have, you know, the alcohols, the woods, and quite a bit more masculine, sort of brutal effect. This guy is wearing, you know, this is an Italian macho man who's wearing white pants and some nice white shoes and like a linen shirt. You know, he's very sort of easy, relaxed, casual, comfortable with himself and just happy to live, outgoing, lighthearted. And this citrusy fluffiness really lends itself to give yourself a burst of freshness, a burst of energy, but not an aggressive kind of energy. Some men do like going for quite an aggressive fragrance because they feel like it increases their masculinity or somehow dictates to others that they're a real man or whatever. But quite honestly, I think those can be much more abrasive. Women tend to like sort of softer side of male perfumery, not for themselves, but I mean to smell on men. And this is just such an easy fragrance. I would recommend you try to smell it if you can find it. Easy citrus. Don't expect it to be like some kind of a masterpiece of perfumery, because it's not, but it is an easy piece if you're looking for a citrus. The next scent that I'm going to talk about is the L'Homme Idéal by Guerlain. And this is a 2014 release. I have it in the Eau de Parfum here. My husband, I got him a few sample sizes of this fragrance and he loved it. So I got him a full bottle when I was traveling as a present. And I love this scent, and quite honestly, I steal some of it sometimes. And why? I'll tell you. Because this is a very forgiving, soft scent. And it's a gourmand. It's a true gourmand. In that sense, really difficult to sort of lend itself to one gender or the other. If it's edible, if you know what I mean. And this is edible in the best possible way. This has some really nice cherry, sweet cherry, sort of like, you know, the cake cherry that you can get for decoration. And it's interesting because this note really kind of reminds me of the cherry note that is in Le Petit Robe Noir. And I think those fragrances, the Le Petit Robe Noir is like the female equivalent of L'Homme Idéal for Guerlain. Quite interesting. They kind of go together. And I have that. They're kind of like a little marriage made in heaven. So there's this sweet cherry syrup almost, but not like cough cherry syrup, like actual syrup from the cherries. There's lots of vanilla, lots of tonka bean. There is a certain amount of very interesting note that they claim to be almonds. And I would agree. I would say it's pretty green almonds, but definitely very, very nutty, like poorly peeled or poorly cracked and cleaned almonds. But rather I would say it more reminds me of hazelnut cream, probably because of the vanillic undertones that are already there. So slightly greener, hazelnut cream equivalent is what it smells like. And this sweet cherry, there is a grounding to this fragrance, and what serves like a real grounding ingredient here really is the leather, but by no means this perfume is a leather fragrance at all. If you're looking for a leather fragrance, this is not where you should be looking. If you're looking for a masculine, very cozy as heck gourmand, this is it. This is what you should be smelling, but for the leather, although it's listed as one of the major notes in the fragrance, it's really not a leather fragrance at all. But it does bring together these very edible notes and grounds them, to sort of ties them together in a single comprehensive package that does make sense altogether. So who do I imagine wearing this? This is a white collar sort of dude, for sure. And he is very intelligent. He is he's cozy. The environment he is in, it's a very intimate fragrance. In my opinion, this is really, I wouldn't say it's a clubbing fragrance per se, but it's rather a quiet evening in fragrance, a perfect fragrance for a date. I think that the great majority, unless she really doesn't like gourmands, which is very few women don't like gourmands, this is going to be a very nice date fragrance. If you want to impress somebody or show them your softer side, this fragrance would do well. For a corporate environment, I think you can do better if you want to establish dominance or project a very masculine go-getter attitude. This is a rather gentle soul. This is a gentleman. This is a gentleman who holds doors, and this is a gentleman who reads Kafka. He is intelligent. He's a bit reserved and so ever cozy and very sexy. This is how I feel about the fragrance. Of course, it's foodie, so it's versatile enough to wear wherever, but depending on the image you want to project. This is, yes, this is a well-dressed, well-groomed, and nice guy. This is what it is. And I think women would be, in their majority, of course I can't speak for all women, but in their majority, women tend to be quite attracted to this sort of scent. It's sort of makes them feel safe and cozy, and that's always a plus if you're trying to impress a lady. So this is what I have to say about these two fragrances. I hope it was interesting and informative for you. Have a good day. See you later. Bye bye.